Hey, it's Graphic Policy Television, GPTV, I'm Brett. It's a new month. We've got a new Board Game Bento to show off what's inside. Now, for those who don't know, Board Game Bento is one of the numerous geek boxes out there that delivers a bunch of stuff to your doorstep every single month. Now, this one's a little bit expensive. I think it's like in the $60 range once you kind of add in all the shipping. And it's geared towards board game fans. I mean, what a shock with the name of Board Game Bento. But so far, it's been pretty solid. You know, we've gotten decent games in every box. They've been entertaining. There's very few times that I've gotten duplicates through the service. So far, so good. And there's usually some interesting stuff in there that I may not be aware of. Now, each month they've got a theme, and this month's theme is sports. So we can expect a lot of sports-related board games within the box. And first up, we've got Fisticuffs, a card game by the Nerdologs. It's a game for ages 8 up. Time is 15 to 30 minutes. Players 4 to 6. Now, usually a high number of players is something that comes in a lot on this. So Fisticuffs is an alternate 1920s, an eclectic collection of the world's greatest fighters find themselves pitted against each other by the magnanimous Baron Reginald Fisticuffington. Smythe aboard his monolithic floating airship, Baron Reginald Fisticuffs Smythe aboard his monolithic floating airship. Baron Smythe, the inventor of the new super element hydrolinium, offers the winner of his Majesty's Fisticuff bouts the granting of a single wish. Whatever their hearts desires most, the surviving fighter will become the new champ and get their wish fulfilled. Fisticuffs is a free-for-brawl fighting card game created by the Nerdologs, a bunch of people you don't know but could totally be friends with. 4 to 6 players engage in constant head-to-head combat until the frenzy peaks and one player emerges victorious. Interesting. I'll say this pack seems pretty heavy for what it is, and the concept sounds pretty interesting. Now, you know, I like games that have fewer folks than 4 to 6, but hopefully we can get a game grouped together to check it out. Next, it's a game I actually have resisted getting, and every single year I come close to getting it at Gen Con. This is Zombies, Bowling for Zombies by Twilight Creations. I'm a huge fan of the Twilight Creations Zombies board game. So this is, once again, it is time for the NBC, the National Bowling Competition, held annually in the DMZ, Domain of Many Zombies, to determine which necromancer is to be crowned this year's 9-pin bowling champion. Each player takes on the role of a powerful necromancer in charge of a horde of zombies. Instead of the usual Who Kills the Most Humans competition, which over the years has become tedious, this year's event concentrates on getting the best bowling score. So it's 2 to 5 players, 15 minutes to play, includes 105 illustrated cards, 4 different variants. I'm a huge fan of the Zombies board game from Twilight Creations. I've got all the expansions, so to be able to get this and kind of help complete my collection is pretty key and pretty clutch, so I'm very happy with that. Let's see here. Well, this is not what I expected. Alright, so this is Icons of Awesomeball. When I first saw this, I thought this was just a drinking cup that they're including, but no, it's an actual game. So it wouldn't be sports box without at least some physical contest, just not a tiring one. Icons an Awesomeball by Nick Gregory, game designer, artist, and former pro wrestler. Wrestler is a dexterity game that has you and the oddball character you represent making trick shots while your opponents distract you. Imagine a game injected with the powers of pop culture icons that fits entirely into a 22-ounce cup and offers an entire night of fun for you and your friends. This action-filled game is ready to be unearthed. Let's actually crack this open to show this off because it's fairly interesting. So you get a ping pong ball, some dice. I don't know necessarily what those are for. We'll find out. And it looks like a deck of cards to play with. So there's some rules. Pong, battle, 3-point shots. Refer to your player card, roll the dice once, and make any of your 3-point numbers to score 3 points. Miss your numbers and get 0. Alright, so there's things like Pong on this. So 1 or 2, you have a single bounce. Once you release the ball, it must bounce once on the table before landing in the cup. You get 2 points. 3 or 4, you double. Once you release the ball, it must bounce twice into the table before landing in the cup. 5 or 6, long shot. Take 1 full stride away from the table and sink a shot. Star right in, no bounce. You get 2 attempts. Interesting. So it kind of sounds like a little variation of beer pong in some way. And those little markers, I think, help you keep control, keep track of your score. Yeah. Fascinating concept and very interesting. So yeah, I'd imagine this is going to be a fun one that many folks will turn into a drinking game somehow. But definitely one thing I really like about Board Game Bento and a lot of these boxes, you get stuff like this that you probably find nowhere else. Alright, I'm a hockey fan from Buffalo, so go Sabres. Now we've got here the card hockey board game Icebreaker. This is a family game from CSE Games. It is... how many people? Alright, so we got ages 8 and up, 30 minutes, 1 to 4 players. Single player game. I'm a fan of single player games. So specifically designed 54 card playing deck is part of the game contents. 39 team cards, 1+1 Stanley Cup card. A game board, game puck, score period markers, rule book, quick start rules. Get ready for 3 fast and furious periods of NHL Ice Breaker, the card hockey board game featuring all 30 National Hockey League teams. NHL Ice Breaker is the winner. The award-winning board game that puts the game of hockey in your hands. You make the decisions and control the action using fun and familiar card game rules. Use your cards to battle for possession of the puck and advance it up the ice for scoring. For a scoring chance, play as your favorite NHL team and take advantage of special cards with your team logo on them. To score the highlight reel goal or make the game-changing save, it's time to break the ice. Now, I know I've got a nice rivalry with my wife of her Dallas Stars versus my Sabres. So we might have to crack this open and get a little rematch of Stanley Cup from some years ago. So this is CSE Games. Pretty interesting. I think I've seen this out on shelves or in at Gen Con, but it's not one I actually have looked at. Usually hockey games find the actual physical ones that you have to like hit. And then finally, Board Game Bento is kind of fun. They include useful things like this one. It's a game chalkboard from Charlie Rabbit to keep score or figure out how your X's are going to get around the opposing team O's. And that's the buzzer of the box. So altogether, we've got the NHL Ice Breaker game, Zombies, or Bowling for Zombies, Fisticuffs, and this game, Icons of Awesomeball. Altogether, not that bad. A very interesting mix, and again, games that I probably would have never heard of or looked at. So, pretty cool. There's a nice mix of single-player games, 2-player games, 4-player games, so on and so forth. Plus, you get the chalkboard for about $60. Now, we, of course, have a link underneath this video for those who are interested in getting your own Board Game Bento. You'll get your next month's box. It's not an affiliate. We get nothing from that. It's just a service that I appreciate and like and want to show off. So, as always, thank you for watching. You, of course, catch us every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, all at Graphic Policy, keeping it nice and consistent. Until next time, thanks for watching, and keep rolling those die by keeping it geeky.